Welcome to Safe Skies with Lia Tuso, the ultimate podcast about flying with kids. I'm your host, Lia, a child passenger safety technician, frequent flyer mom, and passionate advocate for making travel safer and less stressful for families. Whether you're flying with a newborn, navigating TSA with toddlers, or wondering how the heck to fly with a car seat, this is a place to learn expert tips, professional recommendations, and gain the confidence you need to travel with your little ones. The seatbelt sign is on, so buckle up and join me for takeoff while we explore more about flying with child passengers. Welcome to another episode of Safe Skies with Lia Tuso. We are on episode 7 here, and today I am going to be discussing children who are traveling with medical or behavioral needs. So if you didn't know, I am a STAC-trained child passenger safety technician. STAC stands for Safe Transport for All Children, inclusive of those with medical and behavioral needs. So in my hometown, Buffalo, New York, I assist children with cerebral palsy, autism, ADHD, and all of the other medical and behavioral needs that may require special assistance with their child restraint systems. And I work very closely with the Children's Hospital to do this. So when we're talking about traveling with children who have medical and behavioral needs, it's a whole different ballgame. It can be a whole different ballgame for caregivers. There's a lot more that goes into it, a lot more considerations that may be present. And so I want to share resources to make traveling with a child who has a medical or behavioral needs less stressful and hopefully a little bit easier for you. I really encourage everybody to travel always. There are so many benefits to traveling, and I hope and I encourage caregivers to, if you're fearful of doing so because you have a child with a medical or behavioral need, take the jump, do it. There are resources available to you that will help, and I am here to help as well. So if you have any specific questions, send me a message. I'm happy to talk always. And so let's talk about the resources that are available at the airport for children who have medical or behavioral needs or invisible disabilities. We'll start with first. So there is something called the HD Sunflower Lanyard. This started in the UK. It is literally a lanyard with sunflowers on it that you can pick up at the airport for free. And it signals airport staff to provide extra assistance and patience to individuals who may have an invisible disability. So perhaps you have a child who is deaf or a deaf child, and they need extra assistance or extra patience with airport staff going through TSA screening or just getting from the front of the airport all the way to the gate. And so those are invisible disabilities, could be a brain injury, a spine injury, things that just require extra patience and assistance if needed. There is an entire list of, right now I think it's over 500 different invisible disabilities. And so really anyone who needs this extra assistance and patience can take advantage of this HD Sunflower Lanyard. And I really do encourage people to do this. The airport staff are specially trained to look out for people who are wearing the invisible lanyard. It's not specific to children. Adults can take advantage of this too. And so basically, if you're trying to get through the TSA screening process and, get to your gate, perhaps they'll give you a little bit more patience to do what you need to do. Or if you're walking to your gate, they might come up to you and say, "Hey, do you need assistance finding your gate?" It's really just intended to make the travel process a lot smoother and easier for you or your child. The HD Sunflower Lanyard is recognized in
many, many airports in the United States, and they're rolling out constantly. So if you're curious whether your hometown airport recognizes this, and I'm proud to say that the Buffalo airport just this past week became officially an HD Sunflower airport, which I'm so proud of because that is my home base airport. But so they are always rolling out new airports, right? There's paperwork involved, there's training involved, and so it is a small process, but it's growing. They are also trying to be recognized by more airlines. Right now, United Airlines is the only domestic air carrier that recognizes this HD Sunflower, which is amazing if you have a child or if you are traveling as a parent with a hidden disability. United Airlines staff, from the gate agents to the flight attendants, can be trained on this HD Sunflower, and you won't have to feel as stressed and as worried as you would otherwise. And I've spoken to individuals who have invisible disabilities, and this just gives them a sense of being noticed, right? Like, you can be traveling through the world with an invisible disability and everybody thinks, everything's fine. But actually, you could be struggling to get help. You could be struggling to ask for help that you need. And so this is a way to, help yourself by allowing other people to help you as well. And so the other good thing about it is, hey, if you don't want to be recognized for your invisible disability, you don't have to wear it. It's totally up to you whether or not you think or you feel that this could be beneficial for you. So that's one good thing to know. But as a parent, it could be helpful for a child who is traveling through the airport as well. So that's the HD Sunflower lanyard. If you are worried about, say you have an autistic child or a child with ADHD, and you're kind of worried about what they're going to feel like going through the airport and through the process, it can be exceptionally overwhelming for an adult. But for children, autistic children, it can be very daunting and very overwhelming. So what you can do is take advantage of other resources that are available. Some airports have acclimation services where you and your child can actually walk through the entire airport process before your flight. So you can call your airport and go online, see if your local airport has this. And if you have a flight booked, they will set up a meeting where they will walk your child through all of these processes. So when the day comes, your child will be more familiar with it and be able to better manage the expectations that will be set on them during the travel day. So it can alleviate a lot of stress and pressure for your child. And hopefully it will actually help get them excited about traveling, because the airport can be a super cool place. And so if you expose your child to that before you travel, they're more likely to, be able to associate familiar feelings with it and hopefully enjoy the process. The other thing that some airports and airlines do is actually host family-friendly events. So if you haven't heard of this, this is like groundbreaking, and I've never participated in one. I came very close to one time, but it didn't work out. But anyway, sometimes the airport and an airline like Alaska, I feel like, does this a lot. They have family-friendly events where you can show up to the airport, go through the whole process, and get on an airplane and learn about the airport and the airplane, and it's kind of fun, and there's other kids there, and it's all an educational opportunity, but it's intended to expose your child to traveling and what the process looks like in the airport and getting on the airplane, so you can actually go through TSA, and then you have a fake boarding pass to board the aircraft that doesn't fly anywhere, but to give your child a little inside sight to what it looks like inside the plane. And there's opportunities to talk to airport employees and airline staff. And it's a really cool thing to get involved with. So I encourage you to take a look at that. See if your airport near you is hosting any of these family-friendly events. Some do twice a year, some do once a year, some don't do any at all. But it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to research. So those are things to know about traveling with a child with medical or behavioral needs, that there are, this HD Sunflower lanyard, acclimation services. There's family-friendly events that you can take advantage of. Airports have other resources available for wheelchair users or those traveling with medical equipment. And that is all going to be on their airport's accessibility page. All it takes is a quick search on, let's say, San Francisco Airport accessibility. And all the information that you need is right there. If you have questions, they usually have a contact email or a contact phone number. And I really encourage everybody to take advantage of these. I mean, people want to help. This is why we have these resources available. And I just really love to see people flourish when they travel. And I really want everybody to have wonderful travel experiences. There's no need to have a negative experience. Traveling is a beautiful thing. And especially if you can do it with your child. So see what resources are available to you. And in addition to checking out the airport website, check out your airline's website for their available resources as well. Some airlines on board, they have sensory kits for children. The last plane that I flew, we were given a little package of coloring book, stickers, crayons, and a sensory calming strip, which I thought was really, really neat. So Santino loved it. I actually liked it a lot too when we were going through some turbulence there. But so there are things that are available, and don't think that you have to do this by yourself. Don't think that you're going through it alone. Don't stress. If you have questions, people are happy to answer, including myself. So feel free to reach out. And I hope that this gives you a little inclination as to, how you can prepare for your upcoming travels a little bit more efficiently. And hopefully you'll have a smooth flight and a safe trip. So as always, let me know if you have questions. I have resources available on my social media page and on my website. And stay tuned for the next episode. I am so excited that you're here. We're going to be talking about a lot of fun things coming up.